Have you ever walked into someone's home and felt drained, tense, or emotionally exhausted by the time you left? As we grow older, the people we surround ourselves with play an even bigger role in our happiness, peace of mind, and emotional well-being. Some relationships uplift us, leaving us feeling energized, valued, and appreciated, while others quietly drain our joy, introduce negativity, and weigh us down with emotional burdens. Yet, many people continue visiting the homes of those who bring nothing but stress and emotional exhaustion out of habit, guilt, or a misplaced sense of obligation. But here's the truth: your time is precious, and who you spend it with directly affects the quality of your life. Today, we'll discuss 4 types of people whose homes you should think twice before visiting after 65. These individuals may not seem harmful at first, but spending time in their presence can chip away at your emotional health, cloud your optimism, and take a toll on your mental well-being. Before we begin, if you believe that your golden years should be filled with peace, positivity, and meaningful relationships, subscribe to Graceful Elderly and share this message so more people can protect their happiness and make the most of their later years. Now, let's explore who you should avoid and why. The chronic complainer, the person who always finds something wrong. Some people never have a good day. No matter what's happening around them, they always find a reason to be upset. Whether it's the government, their health, their family, or the latest neighborhood gossip, they thrive on negativity, and they want you to join them. At first, their complaints may seem harmless, just small grumbles about everyday life. But the longer you stay, the more you absorb their frustration, hopelessness, and dissatisfaction. Negativity is contagious, and being around constant complaining affects your own mood, stress levels, and even your outlook on life. You may enter their home feeling fine, but by the time you leave, you feel drained, irritated, or even questioning your own happiness. Take Dorothy, a 72-year-old woman who regularly visited an old friend out of habit and loyalty. Every time she left, she felt exhausted and emotionally heavy, as if she had absorbed all the frustrations of her friend's life. It took her a long time to realize that these visits weren't making her feel good. They were slowly dimming her own sense of joy. This doesn't mean you should abandon friends and family who are struggling, but there's a difference between being a supportive friend and being someone's emotional dumping ground. If someone never has anything positive to say, dismisses your good news, or constantly pulls conversations toward complaints, ask yourself, do I leave their home feeling better or worse than when I arrived? Is this relationship bringing value to my life, or is it draining me? Do they ever seem interested in my happiness, or is it always about their problems? Life after 65 should be about enjoying peace, not carrying the weight of someone else's negativity. Protect your energy, because you are not responsible for fixing someone else's unhappiness. The manipulative user, the person who only calls when they need something. Not everyone who invites you into their home values your company. Some people only see you as a resource. These individuals may seem warm and welcoming, but their hospitality always comes with a hidden price. At first, their requests are small. Maybe they need help with an errand, a ride to an appointment, or assistance with household tasks. But over time, you realize that every visit comes with an expectation. They don't invite you over just to enjoy your company. They invite you because they need something from you. The worst part, if you ever say no, they make you feel guilty. They'll remind you of how much they've struggled, how no one else helps them, and how they don't know what they'd do without you. And before you know it, you're spending your time, energy, and effort on someone who never gives anything in return. True friendships and family relationships should be built on mutual care and respect, not obligation. If you find yourself feeling used, drained, or guilty after every visit, it may be time to set boundaries and reconsider how much of your time you give to this person. Ask yourself, do they only reach out when they need something? Do I feel genuinely appreciated or just obligated? How do they react when I say no? Do they accept it or make me feel guilty? Your time is valuable. Spend it with people who care about you, not just what you can do for them. The drama magnet, the person who thrives on conflict. Some people don't just experience drama, they create it. No matter what's happening, they always have a new conflict, feud, or betrayal to talk about. When you visit their home, you quickly realize that peace makes them uncomfortable. If there's no current drama, they'll create one, whether by gossiping about others, exaggerating minor issues, or dragging you into their problems. The biggest issue with drama magnets is that they don't just want you to listen, they want you to take sides. They'll tell you about a falling out they had with a family member or friend, expecting you to agree with them, defend them, or even cut ties with people they dislike. And here's the real problem: it never ends. Even if you try to stay neutral, they'll push, test, and manipulate until you choose a side. Take George, a 74-year-old man who regularly visited a cousin he had known all his life. Every visit turned into a long, exhausting story about betrayal, unfairness, or some new conflict. George left each visit feeling mentally drained and tense, even though the problems weren't his own. Eventually, he realized that he didn't need to be an audience for someone else's never-ending drama. Ask yourself, do I leave their home feeling drained or at peace? Do they always have a new conflict, enemy, or problem to discuss? Have I ever been pressured to take sides or involve myself in their fights? The older you get, the more you realize that peace is priceless. You don't need to cut them out of your life completely, but spending less time in their chaotic world can protect your mental and emotional well-being. The negative nostalgic, the person who lives in the past with bitterness. Everyone enjoys reminiscing, but some people get stuck in the past, unable to find joy in the present. These individuals constantly bring up old grudges, past betrayals, or regrets, making every conversation feel like a reminder of what went wrong. At first, it might seem like harmless storytelling, but over time, you'll notice that their perspective is rooted in resentment, not nostalgia. No matter how many years pass, they still talk about who wronged them, what opportunities they lost, or how life has been unfair. The danger of spending too much time with negative nostalgics is that their bitterness can seep into your own mindset. You may find yourself dwelling on old disappointments, seeing the world through their lens of regret, and feeling less optimistic about the years ahead. Ask yourself, does this person focus more on past regrets than present opportunities? Do I feel uplifted or weighed down after spending time with them? Are they willing to find joy in the present, or do they insist that life was only good in the past? Life isn't about what's lost, it's about what's still possible. Surround yourself with people who appreciate today and look forward to tomorrow. The company you keep in your later years has a direct impact on your physical and emotional well-being. While some relationships bring joy, laughter, and a sense of belonging, others quietly erode your peace of mind, increase stress, and contribute to health problems. Many seniors assume that tolerating negativity is just part of life, especially when it comes to long-standing friendships, family ties, or community relationships. But what often goes unnoticed is how toxic interactions take a toll on the body and mind over time. The hidden health effects of negative social connections. Spending time with toxic, draining, or manipulative people doesn't just make you feel emotionally exhausted. It triggers real physiological changes in the body. When exposed to constant negativity, high-stress situations, or emotional manipulation, the body produces higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol levels over long periods can lead to increased blood pressure, raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes, weakened immune function, making it harder to fight off infections, chronic inflammation, which contributes to arthritis, diabetes, and other age-related diseases, memory decline as stress hormones damage the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for storing new information, poor sleep quality, leading to fatigue, brain fog, and reduced overall well-being. For seniors, stress-related illnesses are a serious concern, and yet many continue to spend time with people who make them anxious, drained, or emotionally unsettled. How being around complaining, angry, or manipulative people affects the brain. The human brain is wired to mirror the emotions of the people around us. When we spend time with positive, encouraging, and peaceful individuals, our brain absorbs those emotions, producing feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. But the opposite is also true. When exposed to constant complaining, anger, or manipulative behaviors, the brain mirrors that negativity, reinforcing stress responses and even changing the way we think. Over time, this can lead to a more pessimistic outlook on life, increased anxiety and worry, even about small things, a tendency to expect the worst, leading to fear-based decisions, less patience and tolerance for everyday inconveniences, social withdrawal, as negativity makes interactions feel exhausting. Many seniors unintentionally adopt the negativity of those they regularly interact with, believing that their own outlook has changed, when in reality it's a reflection of their environment. Why cutting back on toxic relationships feels harder as you get older. For many seniors, the idea of reducing time spent with negative individuals feels uncomfortable, even when they recognize how harmful the relationship has become. This happens for a few reasons. A sense of obligation. Many seniors feel they must maintain relationships out of duty, even when those relationships have become toxic. Fear of being alone. Some worry that distancing themselves from certain people will lead to loneliness, even though staying in a negative relationship often makes them feel more isolated and drained. Years of habit. If someone has been a part of your life for decades, it can feel unnatural to limit interactions, even if they've changed over the years. Guilt. Many older adults worry that setting boundaries is selfish, even though prioritizing mental and emotional health is an essential part of aging well. But choosing peace over unnecessary stress is not selfish, it's self-care. Recognizing when a relationship no longer serves your well-being is an important step toward living a happier, healthier life. Signs that a relationship is harming your well-being. Not every difficult relationship is toxic, but if spending time with someone consistently leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or unappreciated, it's a sign that the relationship may be negatively impacting your health. Here are some clear warning signs that a relationship is doing more harm than good. You feel tense or uneasy before visiting them. After spending time with them, you feel exhausted, frustrated, or emotionally heavy. They rarely ask how you're doing or show genuine interest in your happiness. They dismiss your feelings, criticize you, or make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. You notice yourself becoming more negative or pessimistic after being around them. A good relationship should leave you feeling understood, valued, and appreciated, not used, dismissed, or emotionally drained. Setting boundaries without guilt. For those who struggle with the idea of cutting ties or reducing visits, setting clear, healthy boundaries can help create distance without causing unnecessary conflict. Some ways to do this include reducing visit frequency. Instead of weekly visits, transition to monthly or occasional meetups. Limiting the time spent together. If long visits drain you, set a shorter time limit and stick to it. Changing the setting. Instead of visiting their home, suggest meeting at a neutral location like a park or cafe, where the atmosphere is lighter, being firm about what topics you will and won't discuss. If someone always brings up negative conversations, kindly change the subject or express that you'd prefer to focus on more uplifting topics. Saying no without guilt. You don't have to accept every invitation. It's okay to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. One of the most powerful things a senior can do is recognize that they are in control of their time, their energy, and their peace. How choosing positive relationships improves your health and happiness. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your daily mood, long-term health, and overall outlook on life. Studies have shown that seniors who maintain positive, fulfilling relationships experience lower levels of stress and anxiety, stronger immune function, and fewer illnesses, reduced risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, better cognitive function and lower risk of dementia, higher life satisfaction and emotional resilience. Choosing to spend more time with people who uplift, support, and bring joy into your life creates a ripple effect of positivity, improving mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Reframing aging as a time for joy and fulfillment. Many seniors carry unnecessary emotional burdens simply because They have been conditioned to believe that aging means accepting unhappiness, loneliness, or difficult relationships. But aging should be a time of wisdom, peace, and living life on your own terms. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't mean closing yourself off from the world. It means making space for people, experiences, and interactions that bring you joy and fulfillment. Instead of visiting someone who drains your energy, spend time reconnecting with old friends who make you laugh. Joining a group that shares your interests, whether it's gardening, music, or learning something new. Volunteering in your community, where your presence can make a real difference. Spending quality time with family members who truly appreciate and respect you. Aging isn't about waiting for life to pass by. It's about choosing how you want to live each day. The time, energy, and attention you give to others should be reciprocated with respect, warmth, and positivity. By being mindful of who you allow into your space and energy, you can create a life that feels lighter, happier, and truly fulfilling, not just in your later years, but every single day. Part 3. How toxic relationships drain energy and damage. Mental and physical health. Many seniors underestimate the impact that negative relationships have on long-term well-being. While most people are aware of how diet, exercise, and medical care affect health, fewer recognize that the people they spend time with can be just as important. Toxic relationships don't just cause emotional distress. They can lead to real physical health consequences, from increased stress levels to higher risks of heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. As we age, the body becomes less resilient to stress, making it even more important to protect energy, prioritize peace, and avoid unnecessary emotional strain. Some seniors find themselves trapped in draining relationships out of habit, guilt, or social expectations, unaware that these interactions are actively harming their health. How stressful relationships affect the body. When you spend time with someone who is always complaining, manipulating, or spreading negativity, your body reacts as if you are under constant threat. The fight-or-flight response, which is designed to protect us in dangerous situations, becomes activated, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, prolonged exposure to stress hormones leads to higher blood pressure, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes, weakened immune function, making it harder to fight off infections and illnesses, increased inflammation, which contributes to arthritis, diabetes, and chronic pain. Memory and cognitive issues, as stress damages neurons in the brain, increasing the risk of dementia. Digestive problems including bloating, acid reflux, and stomach pain. Take Evelyn, a 75-year-old who regularly visited her sister, despite knowing that every conversation turned into a session of endless complaining, family gossip, and emotional manipulation. After each visit, Evelyn felt tired, anxious, and even physically unwell. It wasn't until she started reducing these visits that she noticed improvements in her energy, digestion, and mood. The body absorbs the energy around it. If you're surrounded by negativity and stress, your body responds accordingly, leading to chronic fatigue, weakened resilience, and a lower quality of life. The link between emotional well-being and longevity studies show that seniors with strong, positive social connections live longer, healthier lives, while those in stressful, toxic relationships experience increased rates of chronic illness and earlier mortality. A long-term study from Harvard University found that the quality of relationships is the strongest predictor of longevity and happiness, even more than income or genetics. Seniors with supportive, encouraging social circles had lower rates of heart disease, fewer mental health struggles, and maintained cognitive sharpness for longer. On the other hand, seniors who experienced chronic stress from negative relationships had higher risks of Alzheimer's disease. Chronic stress damages the brain's ability to process and store memories. Stroke. Elevated cortisol levels increase the likelihood of blood clots and cardiovascular events. Immune system failure. Prolonged exposure to negativity weakens the immune system, leading to more frequent illnesses and infections. Depression and anxiety. Emotional distress from toxic relationships increases the risk of mental health disorders, which in turn affect physical health. Many seniors don't realize they have control over their social environment. Just as they wouldn't eat unhealthy foods every day, they don't have to consume constant negativity from toxic people. Recognizing energy vampires, people who drain your spirit. Some people naturally uplift and encourage, while others suck the joy and energy out of every interaction. These energy vampires may not even be aware of how draining they are, but spending time with them leaves you feeling worse, not better. Signs that someone is an energy vampire include: they always focus on problems but never seek solutions. They expect emotional support but never give it in return. They use guilt, manipulation, or obligation to control interactions. They criticize or dismiss your feelings, making you feel unheard. They demand time and energy, but never contribute positivity. Many seniors struggle to set boundaries with these types of people because they feel obligated by family ties, long-term friendships, or cultural expectations. But maintaining relationships out of guilt only leads to resentment, frustration, and unnecessary stress. How to protect your energy and prioritize emotional health. Just as a healthy diet nourishes the body, a healthy social circle nourishes the soul. Protecting emotional health means being mindful of who you allow into your space and choosing to spend time with those who bring value, warmth, and encouragement into your life. Practica L steps to reduce toxic interactions without guilt. 1. Limit time spent with draining individuals. If you must see them, reduce visit frequency or shorten conversations. Instead of long visits, try brief phone calls or public meetups, which are easier to leave. 2. Redirect conversations to more positive topics. If someone always talks about problems, gently shift the focus to solutions or uplifting subjects. When they start complaining or gossiping, respond with, "Let's talk about something that makes us happy." 3. Learn to say no without guilt. If someone invites you into a negative environment, you have the right to decline. Saying, "I'm focusing on my peace right now," is a simple, firm response. 4. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good. Spend more time with those who make you laugh, inspire you, and support you. Join community groups, hobby clubs, or volunteer organizations that align with your interests. 5. Recognize that it's okay to outgrow relationships. If a relationship is no longer bringing positivity or joy, it's okay to distance yourself. Prioritizing peace doesn't mean abandoning people. It means choosing where to invest your energy. Replacing toxic relationships with positive connections. Letting go of negative relationships doesn't mean becoming isolated. Instead, it creates space for people who genuinely care, bring joy, and add to your life. Some of the best ways to build fulfilling relationships include reconnecting with supportive old friends. Reach out to people who once made you laugh but whom you lost touch with over the years. Spending time with grandchildren or younger relatives, their youthful energy and curiosity can bring a fresh perspective on life. Joining local groups or clubs, whether it's a book club, exercise group, or church gathering, shared activities strengthen meaningful connections. Practicing gratitude and appreciation. A daily habit of acknowledging positive people in your life helps shift focus toward what uplifts you. Aging is not about carrying the burdens of others. It's about enjoying the years ahead with people who bring peace, joy, and genuine companionship. Why choosing peace is the greatest act of self-care. For many seniors, the biggest emotional burden isn't their own struggles, it's the negativity they absorb from others. But every individual has the right to protect their well-being, set boundaries, and choose relationships that nurture rather than deplete. Life after 65 should not be spent managing other people's problems, absorbing endless complaints, or feeling emotionally exhausted after every visit. It should be spent embracing new experiences, enjoying meaningful relationships, and prioritizing personal peace. By choosing positive social interactions, letting go of relationships that cause unnecessary stress, and focusing on emotional health, seniors can create a future filled with lightness, laughter, and true fulfillment. Aging should be a time of joy, reflection, and fulfillment, not a time spent managing unnecessary stress, toxic relationships, or lingering negativity. Yet, too many seniors find themselves feeling exhausted, emotionally drained, or frustrated by the people they allow into their lives. The truth is, the company we keep shapes our happiness, mental clarity, and even physical health. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve you isn't selfish. It's necessary for protecting your well-being. The goal is not to become isolated, but to choose meaningful, positive connections that enrich your life. The importance of protecting your peace. For many seniors, the most valuable thing in life is peace of mind. After decades of working, raising families, and facing life's challenges, this stage of life should be about embracing calm, cherishing small joys, and nurturing meaningful relationships. But peace isn't just about where you live or how quiet your surroundings are. It's also about who you allow into your space. Spending time with people who still respect your time and energy, uplift, encourage, and support you. Bring laughter and lightness into your life. Genuinely care for your well-being helps you feel mentally sharper, physically healthier, and emotionally lighter. On the other hand, constantly engaging with negative, manipulative, or draining individuals takes a serious toll on both emotional and physical health. Many seniors don't realize how much chronic stress from difficult relationships contributes to poor sleep, high blood pressure, anxiety, and even memory decline. Protecting your peace isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about choosing where to invest your energy and who deserves a place in your life. Replacing toxic interactions with meaningful relationships. Letting go of negative relationships creates space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. The key to living a vibrant and happy life after 65 is surrounding yourself with people who appreciate your wisdom and experience, make you feel valued and heard, share your interests and passions. Encourage positivity and growth. If you've spent years maintaining relationships out of guilt, obligation, or habit, now is the time to prioritize your happiness. The relationships that deserve your energy are the ones that bring you peace, not pain. How to build a more fulfilling social life. 1. Reconnect with people who bring you joy. Call an old friend you lost touch with. Plan small, meaningful gatherings with family or close companions. Visit community centers or senior groups where you can meet like-minded individuals. 2. Engage in hobbies and activities that naturally foster connection. Join a gardening club, book group, or exercise class. Take a class to learn a new skill or language. Volunteer in a cause that matters to you, meeting people who share your values. 3. Limit time with negative influences. Set clear boundaries with those who drain your energy. Politely decline invitations that don't serve your well-being. Replace time spent with negative individuals with activities that nourish your mind and soul. 4. Prioritize self-care and emotional wellness. Spend more time in nature or engaging in creative activities. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to process emotions and reflect on life. Cultivate gratitude. Focus on the moments, people, and experiences that make life beautiful. Many seniors fear that stepping away from toxic relationships will leave them lonely, but the reality is that creating space for better connections brings greater fulfillment. When you spend time with people who respect, appreciate, and uplift you, you don't just feel happier, you feel healthier and more alive. Aging with intention and purpose, as you move through life, your time and energy become even more precious. The years ahead should be filled with conversations that inspire, not exhaust, moments of joy, not tension, memories worth holding on to, not interactions you regret. Aging well isn't just about taking care of the body, it's about taking care of the soul. Protecting your peace is one of the most valuable gifts you can give yourself. This stage of life should be about living on your terms, embracing friendships that nourish you, enjoying moments that bring happiness, and letting go of anything that no longer serves your well-being.
Aging should be a time of joy, reflection, and fulfillment, not a time spent managing unnecessary stress, toxic relationships, or lingering negativity. Yet, too many seniors find themselves feeling exhausted, emotionally drained, or frustrated by the people they allow into their lives. The truth is, the company we keep shapes our happiness, mental clarity, and even physical health. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve you isn't selfish. It's necessary for protecting your well-being. The goal is not to become isolated, but to choose meaningful, positive connections that enrich your life. The importance of protecting your peace. For many seniors, the most valuable thing in life is peace of mind. After decades of working, raising families, and facing life's challenges, this stage of life should be about embracing calm, cherishing small joys, and nurturing meaningful relationships. But peace isn't just about where you live or how quiet your surroundings are. It's also about who you allow into your space. Spending time with people who respect your time and energy, uplift, encourage, and support you, bring laughter and lightness into your life, genuinely care for your well-being, helps you feel mentally sharper, physically healthier, and emotionally lighter. On the other hand, constantly engaging with negative, manipulative, or draining individuals takes a serious toll on both emotional and physical health. Many seniors don't realize how much chronic stress from difficult relationships contributes to poor sleep, high blood pressure, anxiety, and even memory decline. Protecting your peace isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about choosing where to invest your energy and who deserves a place in your life. Replacing toxic interactions with meaningful relationships. Letting go of negative relationships creates space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. The key to living a vibrant and happy life after 65 is surrounding yourself with people who appreciate your wisdom and experience, make you feel valued and heard, share your interests and passions. Encourage positivity and growth. If you've spent years maintaining relationships out of guilt, obligation, or habit, now is the time to prioritize your happiness. The relationships that deserve your energy are the ones that bring you peace, not pain. How to build a more fulfilling social life. 1. Reconnect with people who bring you joy. Call an old friend you lost touch with. Plan small, meaningful gatherings with family or close companions. Visit community centers or senior groups where you can meet like-minded individuals. 2. Engage in hobbies and activities that naturally foster connection. Join a gardening club, book group, or exercise class. Take a class to learn a new skill or language. Volunteer in a cause that matters to you, meeting people who share your values. 3. Limit time with negative influences. Set clear boundaries with those who drain your energy. Politely decline invitations that don't serve your well-being. Replace time spent with negative individuals with activities that nourish your mind and soul. 4. Prioritize self-care and emotional wellness. Spend more time in nature or engaging in creative activities. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or journaling to process emotions and reflect on life. Cultivate gratitude. Focus on the moments, people, and experiences that make life beautiful. Many seniors fear that stepping away from toxic relationships will leave them lonely, but the reality is that creating space for better connections brings greater fulfillment. When you spend time with people who respect, appreciate, and uplift you, you don't just feel happier, you feel healthier and more alive, aging with intention and purpose. As you move through life, your time and energy become even more precious. The years ahead should be filled with conversations that inspire, not exhaust, moments of joy, not tension, memories worth holding on to, not interactions you regret. Aging well isn't just about taking care of the body, it's about taking care of the soul. Protecting your peace is one of the most valuable gifts you can give yourself. This stage of life should be about living on your terms, embracing friendships that nourish you, enjoying moments that bring happiness, and letting go of anything that no longer serves your well-being. Every choice you make, who you visit, how you spend your time, and what kind of energy you allow into your life shapes the quality of your later years. Aging isn't about losing time, it's about choosing how to spend it wisely, surrounded by